funeral homes across the country could soon be required to post a list of their prices online. This comes for an industry that has been almost completely unregulated. News 12's Emily Young has whether this can allow for more consumer transparency.
The Federal Trade Commission voted 4-0 last week, signaling an intention to modernize a rule from 1984 that required funeral homes to divulge their pricing over the phone. Now, they could soon be required to have their prices up on their website as well. But will this have the intended effect of greater transparency in the industry? Not really, says Tatiana Hlatke from Ballard Durand Funeral and Cremation Services in White Plains.
Although you're going to be able to access all of the prices, understanding what of those itemized prices is going to be pulled in to make your funeral service, however you're envisioning it, is hard for someone who's not in the industry to know.
Essentially, there are so many decisions to make and options to choose from that it's hard to get an exact amount right from the get-go. That general price list also won't include third-party costs.
Are you going to have a full Catholic funeral mass, which means you need to pay an organist or a soloist? And the biggest expense is the cemetery property itself. Now, most people think, well, I've purchased my cemetery property, but when the death occurs and there's a burial of a full casket, there's something called an opening and closing charge. And that's not our end, that's on the cemetery's end. Michael
Papas buried his mother this past summer.
Like, for instance, Matt had asked me, do you want to go in the limo? So he said, did you want him to pick you up there? Did you want me to pick you up at the house, and then drop you back off? And so, so those things certainly could not be listed in a price list. You could put limo, but what does that include?
So what can you do in this situation to prevent overspending?
Explore people, if they can, to plan ahead. And if you haven't had that conversation early on, and you haven't started looking at other funeral homes early on and shopping around and asking these questions, that is, I think, when consumers make decisions that are emotionally driven and they can be taken advantage of.
In White Plains, Emily Young, News 12.